Hi there, Kea here from Ventura Healing Center, where I work as a clinical hypnotherapist, a trainer in neuro-linguistic programming, and an energy medicine practitioner. So it's Tuesday morning, and I just wanted to wish you a happy Tuesday. It's Tuesday morning in California. You know, if you are not in California, then it might be Tuesday evening or maybe already Wednesday early morning, wee hours. So anyway, yesterday was a very tumultuous day for me, and I know why. Um, it's all in the stars. Okay, let's blame the stars. But in many ways, it's a nice thing, you know, because as an introvert, I have never wanted to be out there talking about stuff that triggers people. You know, either people are with you or against you, and I always like to keep the middle path. So things got stirred up. Things got stirred up very violently yesterday, and I'm not proud of the things I said or did, but I also forgave myself for being human. And people, hi Stephanie, oh hi Stephanie, and people have been telling me that, these are people who love me and who know me. They have been telling me to be kinder to myself and gentler with myself. And Stephanie is a living goddess, divine living goddess from Berlin, and she helps people in every way possible to help them be more loving, living, divine. So, but so why did I start off this live video with Happy Tuesday? Because that's what I want for you. I really want it to be a happy day, and a happy day is not in that giddy sort of happy, you know. Yes, there will be sorrows, there will be struggles, but let us also focus on happiness. Today is a day astrologically where unexpected things can happen, you know, unexpected things show up. And what do? You know, it's nice to be prepared for the unexpectedness, because so when it comes, you will be like, oh, I knew you were coming. You don't know what will be that's the beauty of unexpectedness, is that you don't know what to expect. So when it shows up, you are like, oh, okay, I knew something unexpected would happen, but I didn't know what, and now this is what is presenting itself. Today I also was inspired by something I think Vivian Leigh said. She said that I would rather ask for peace than strength, because if I ask for strength, I'll need bail money. Maybe I'm going to go and do something, and that is going to ruffle some feathers in this male-dominated world, and they may put me behind the bars, and I'll need bail money. So God, give me peace, you know, instead of strength. I mean, if God needs to choose between strength and peace, and like, I don't know what to send Kea today. Should I send her peace or should I send her strength? God, give me peace, okay? St. Francis said, let me be an instrument of thy peace. And I have always been inspired by this Nobel laureate. He is a poet from Bengal, and my mother is from Bengal. So I grew up listening to all his words, his songs, his poetry. And one of the things he said, which is very popular, that I do not ask God for less sorrows, I ask God for more strength. But at this moment, yes, give me more strength, but also give me more peace than strength, and I would love that. So give me peace so I can share peace. And another thing I read today was, you don't have to burn up to keep others warm. And that is something that happens to activists or people who are being triggered right now. Is they are burning themselves up. And sometimes you need to burn yourself up, but not all the time, you know. Rather focus on shining the light within, so it will light you up and keep you lit up longer. Because when you burn up, then you are gone and you're not being of service to anyone else. So focus on the inner light so you can stay lit longer and shine the light for others to find their truth. And one last thing I want to end this video with is there are a lot of people who are feeling that not enough is being done. That is true, not enough is being done. But when something is done, it is better than nothing at all. because there are critical people, and I know I was raised by an extremely critical mother, and I'm a critical person, a skeptic and a critic myself. So when, this is about me in the 20s, like when my daughter was born and my mother-in-law came to help me, but she was an elderly lady, she was in her 60s, and she was doing what she knew and what she could do, and she came from a different culture. So her way of doing things was a little bit different than I would have done. Plus, she was like 40 years older than me. So her way of doing things were again different than me. And so I was like, I don't want your help your way. I want your help my way. And she couldn't do it my way. But I was in my 20s and I didn't know, I didn't say this to her, but in my head, this is what I used to always think, I don't need this, Can you rather do this? But she didn't know how to do the other thing. And she could only do her thing. So she thought she was helping, and I thought that help was making me work harder, and I didn't want her help her way. So now when people are being critical and so then she stopped helping. So, and that is what happens. Like, if your kids are trying to bring you water and they spill water, you don't tell your kid, oh, look at you, what a mess you made. Instead, you say, thank you, and let's clean it up together. So it is like that, when certain people are coming in, like the leaders are coming in and trying to do something. And yesterday there was this photograph of the Democrats taking a knee for 9 minutes. And I was like, a white lady on stilettos taking a knee for 9 minutes. She has done her yoga. She has done her practice, because it's for 9 minutes. If you just do it for a minute, like people say, be silent for a minute or be silent for 30 seconds. And the moment the 30 seconds is over, everybody, they want to talk and smile and say how nice that was. And but if you have to stay silent for like 9 minutes, people who cannot stay silent, for them it's a lot, So let's encourage them and tell them that they did a good job, instead of saying like, oh no, just taking a knee for a photograph isn't good enough, and you should go out and you should join the protesters, you should march along with the protesters. No, everybody's in the same storm, but people are on different boats. So let's help each other instead of pushing away the people who are coming to help us and we think they are doing it only for a show. If you don't encourage them to join you, then when they leave, you have no right to complain why they left. So it is like that. Change is happening. Change has begun. Now it is the job of those who have been hurt to sustain this. So if people are joining you, don't tell them you are not doing enough. Tell them thank you for whatever you are doing, and let us show you what more you can do, instead of complaining. See, that is something that happens when people come to help you and we push them away by telling that that wasn't good enough. Like there are mothers in an Asian community, there are mothers who complain, our kids never do the dishes at home, but they go to someone else's home and they do dishes. Our kids never make their bed over here, but when they go to their friend's place, they are so nice. Yes, because in their friend's place, they feel appreciated, because their auntie or their uncle tells them, you're a good boy, you're a good girl, you are doing a great job. But in your own home, and the mother is always criticizing and always complaining, then the kid says, like, who needs to do anything? I don't care. I'm not going to do, because whatever I try to do, it's never good enough. It's always wrong. So that's what I want to leave you with. And it's not about activism. It's not about politics. It is about you appreciating those who are trying to help you, those who are coming over and who are trying to do something, whatever they do. If they just take their dinner plate to the kitchen sink, say thank you. Don't say, oh, you just took it to the sink, you didn't wash it. And if they wash it, say thank you. Don't say, oh, they didn't wash it as good as I would have. And if they just wash it and leave it, don't say, oh, they just washed it, they never dried it. And don't complain, oh, they just dried it, they didn't put it away. Don't complain about that. You're getting the message. Whatever people do for you, just thank them for that, and don't focus on what they did not do. Like if I have a journey of 100 miles and I will, like, after 2 miles, I'm like, oh, I just did 2 miles. I have 98 more miles to go. Instead of saying like, yay, I had 100 miles to go and now I have only 98 miles to go. Let's celebrate our success instead of complaining about how less we have done and how much more needs to be done. If you want the universe to to do the heavy lifting for you. If you want the universe to support you, then you have to appreciate whatever the universe is giving you right now. I have my breath and I can still speak. Let me appreciate that instead of be like, oh, I'm without breath and I wish I could have spoken. So that's why I am here to share my love with you, to support you, to help you in any way you need supported, and to have the conversation going. And I have never been political. I am not an activist. I don't do any of that, and I'm really an introvert. And right now you can see my walls are blank. They're white, but that is what I like, a blank wall, a blank space, so you can create whatever it is you want. And Stephanie, if there's something you would like to share, or whoever is watching, if you would like to share what's going on in your world and how you would like to be loved, supported, just leave a comment, and I will see you again whenever inspiration strikes. Until then, take care, love you, bye-bye.